Starting your day on Saturday in the second of the afternoon with two runners in MACHISMO and, of course, number 10, The Badge, Raymond Danielson on the former, and it looks like MACHISMO is the correct runner in this race.
Of Mathew?
Yeah.
Yes. He's done well, this horse. I'm surprised that he's still a maiden. He has actually been a little disappointing. I thought he would come out of the maidens sooner than this. But he's in good shape. He's got a good draw, and it looks like a competitive race. Obviously, Kamala jumped onto another ride. But we're hopeful. We think he's in good order. Obviously, The Badge was disappointed first time out. We've put a tongue tie on. Good draw as well, so we're hoping for a big improvement. But I see, obviously, respect for Dominic Zaki's horse and coupling of Janse van Vuren.
Excellent. On to the first leg of the pick six, number 11, TAHINI and Raymond Danielson.
I think should need the run, need the outing. Hopefully she'll be finishing off well.
Okay, and the first leg of the jackpot, number 2, Malak El Muluk and Raymond Danielson.
Yeah, it's a prep run for the Graham Beck. 1200 on the inside course is probably going to be too sharp for him. I think it is very hot field, but hopefully he'll be doing his best work late.
Super. Then on to the 6, you've got the 2 of Faberge Style. Gavin Lerena climbs aboard, and number 4, Swift Sarah.
Yeah, two nice fillies. I would like to just try and change the style of Faberge. Obviously, this is a prep run for the ready to run, and I wouldn't like her to race up hard in front. I'd like to give her a chance and see what she does with a change of tactics. And Swift Sarah, I think, is a classy filly. Once again, quite a tough field. We've got an ordinary draw, but she should just need the run, and going forward into the season, will probably stand her in good stead.
Excellent. Then on to the 7th, where number 2, LDK, ran last week. How did she take the run, and do you think she'll have come on from that?
Yeah, listen, I think basically we just needed to let it run around the turn and slow her down a bit. I was happy with the run. She's drawn well. I am expecting further improvement.
Super. Then on to the 8th, the final leg of the jackpot. Once again, horse number 2, Red Rain and Craig Zaki.
Yeah, he's had a nice preparation. I was happy with his last run. It is quite an open race, but I would give him a good each-way chance.
And then finally, to put the lid on the day, race 9, number 6, Casey Can and Ryan Munga.
Yeah, she's a nice filly. I'm hoping this doesn't come too soon for her, but obviously with the feature season on our doorstep, I need to sort of make a call on which way we're going to go with her. If this race was probably in 2 or 3 weeks' time, I would be very upbeat about her chances. However, it's not ideal timing, but I would give her an each-way chance.
Two runners on Saturday, but they are certainly high-quality individuals, one would expect. First of all, the first leg of the pick six, the first time, and number 1, Green Goddess. Mary has 2 in the race, but the one that hasn't raced is yours.
Yeah, she's a nice filly. I think inside track 1200 might just find her out. She might still just be a bit green. She's the type of filly that I'd expect to improve a lot with the run. You know, she's got a nice pedigree, and when we go a bit further and she's a bit more experienced, then I expect to see the best of her.
Then on to race 6, also number 1, Persian Rug. She's had the 2 wins and she's been group placed. She looks high quality, but she's got to give a lot of weight, and she's obviously got bigger fish to fry this season.
Yeah, this is just a run to give her some experience. Obviously, she's a very talented filly, but you've seen the way she runs. She's still very green and mentally immature. So taking her to Turffontein, I know it's not the outside track, but it's pretty close to that. So she'll come on a lot from the run. She's been putting up impressive work, so obviously I wouldn't leave her out. She's fit and ready to go. But like you said, there's bigger fish to fry, and she's a lot better over further.
The grass at Rankies is outstanding. Has she seen the grass here?
Yeah, she's been on a couple of times, yes. Like I said, she's ready to go. Just Turffontein, she's never been there before, and if she runs in a straight line, I'm sure she'll be very competitive.
QED. Gav, you've got a wide array of trainers that have supported you in this particular endeavour. I'm sure they're very happy to have you on their back, or rather on the horse's back. The first leg of the pick six, race number 4, you've got horse number 9 for Lucky Hoodalakis, called Nespresso.
Yeah, she's a wonderful filly. Her first start was amazing, and the form is quite strong there. She's drawn pole position and expecting a good run. Obviously she pulled very hard in her last start over a mile, so she's back to the 1200, and with the draw I'll be able to come out soft and hopefully get a couple in front of me, and I'm sure she'll be running on strongly.
Super. Then on to the first leg of the jackpot, where you've got horse number 7, Azraq, for the Clinton Binder yard.
Yes, he's a very nice horse. He gave me a very good feel when I won his maiden on him, and obviously Bull Valley's got us beaten on the maiden win, but I'm sure my horse has improved a lot. Looking very forward to riding him, and we're hoping that he can get a bit further, so we're going to try switch him off and let him run at them. He is prepping for the Graham Beck, but I think he's a big runner.
Super. Then we're on to race number 6, where Sean Tarry's got the 2 runners, and you climb aboard horse number 2, Faberge Style. He mentioned that there might be a change of riding tactics.
Yes, I spoke to Mr. Terry in the week. She's got so much toe, but she's just not finishing it off, and so we're going to try get a couple to lead us around the turn. And look, I don't think she's at a handicap where she should be, so she's a 2-time winner, and there's a couple of 1-time winners. We're giving them weight, but I don't think the handicap has caught up with her. So looking forward to riding her. If I can just switch her off and give her a quiet ride and come at the right time, I'm sure she'll be competitive.
Okay, you'll be on the bench for race number 8 as Loco Paul Ganai is out, and then in the final leg of the pick 6, race 9, horse number 5, Joan Ranger, back for Lucky.
Yes, she's a wonderful filly. She won her maiden very well. In saying that, it was a very weak maiden plate, but she won very impressively that day. She's a very big girl. She's got a big action. I think she'll love the mile. I don't know if she'll enjoy the inside track as much as she's going to enjoy the mile, but she's a wonderful filly. She gave me a nice feel. Obviously a very competitive field, but I think she'll be going places.
Gav, since you've only got 4 rides on the card, I thought it might be opportune to ask you what you'd fancy if you happen to be riding in the Bondi Blue Apprentice Maiden Plate, race number 3, first leg of the PA.
Yeah, it's not the strongest of fields. I would side with Wyoming's filly. It's a 3rd start. She ran a very good race in the mile last time. Obviously she's got a bit of a deep draw to contend with, but she looks like the right filly. But in saying that, Pride of Barbados finished a short head behind her, needing the run, and my uncle's put the blinkers on her from a decent draw, so I think she'll be quite competitive. And then maybe Ormond Ferraris' filly with Calvin Habib is a useful claim 4. She ran just off them, and maybe the 4 kilos off her back will help her a bit.
Then on to the 7th race, which is the Spectracare Proprietary Limited Apprentice Handicap over 1200 metres. Obviously it's round the bend, and to me, probably a good few in the race, not least of all number 3, Won Yesterday, who should be concerned with the finish.
Yeah, if I had to pick a ride there, I think it would be Won Yesterday. I think she's the class of the field. Her last 2-3 starts have been in very competitive races, and she's run just off them. Obviously down in class now. I would pick her to ride, and the race looks like it will suit her. It looks like they're going to go strong pace, and she likes a good pace, and she comes from off them. She runs well on the inside track. I think she'll be very hard to beat, and I think Grand Maroon's other runner, Lavish Gull, will be chasing her home.
Obviously in these apprentice races it's often good to go wide, because sometimes they're not as experienced with regard to pace, and you could get a false pace in the race that they just overcome with the exhilaration of being in a race where they're only apprentices, and they might just go too fast.
Yeah, look, when I used to phone for rides in apprentice races, I always looked to find horse that would come from midfield or just off them, because generally they do go very good paces, and look, it is a true run race. Sometimes they go fast, but it's nice to see a true run race, and normally the best horse would win.
Perfect.